When you're going through a period of time in your life that feels overwhelming, things are so hard, things feel really stressful right now, this is a practice that you can use to sort of break free of what can start to feel like, I'm just in this cycle and it just feels like things just keep feeling hard and I don't know how to break out of this. So I was just talking about this with a client of mine, and she's a mother of 2 young kids, similar to myself, and I use this practice with myself and I share it with her because we all have those moments where our little ones, or if you're not in motherhood, right, something else is happening in your life that just feels really challenging, really hard, like, and especially in motherhood, things can feel very physically challenging, like there's a lot of overstimulation, right? This client was sharing that, you know, those small daily life moments with kids when you're trying to get them to put their pants on and you're trying to get out the door so that everyone can just feel better versus being stuck in the house on a rainy day, right? And just trying to put the pants on. And such a small task can take a long time and can bring up a lot for toddlers, start screaming, I don't want to wear that, or I don't want to put on pants, or I just don't want to do this, and the whole thing escalates, right? Or just, you know, going to the bathroom and, you know, those loud toilet flushes that we have, and the kiddo being, you know, scared of the toilet flushing, and then kind of just starts screaming and repeating all these things, and you're trying to make them feel better, but things are just like simple things feel hard. So this is one example, right, that I was talking to my client about, that this can show up, you know, at work with colleagues, or just, you know, work has been so crazy and stressful and fast paced, and oh my God, so many emails coming in, or if you work in a hospital, oh my God, so many patients and this and that, and you want this from me and you want that from me. All these stressful scenarios that we can experience in life. This one happened to be talking about motherhood, but bring that example to life that you have for yourself, right? What can just feel like, oh my God, like, oh, like I feel elevated, I feel so overwhelmed, I feel so stressed, like I have so much to do, there's always something I have to do, right? I have so much on my to-do list, and just not feeling that like, oh, okay. So this practice is called clearing the slate. I talk about this in my ebook as well, and I can put the link in the video notes. It's really about clearing the slate on the present moment that we're in, because we can oftentimes come into the present moment carrying the past moment with us. So there was a past moment that was hard, right? Kiddos screaming about the loud toilet flushing, or they don't want to put their pants on, trying to get out the door, and you're just like, right? Or whatever the work situation is, like, oh my gosh, it was so crazy, and then maybe you're like leaving work and going home, right? So whatever the scenario is for you, there was a hard moment that was genuinely occurring. It was genuinely challenging, physically, emotionally, mentally, all the things. And 2 seconds after that moment has passed, you are in a new moment, right? So yes, you could validate staying in the present moment, continuing to feel the frustration, continuing to feel the overwhelm, continuing to feel that like, oh my God, there's so much to do, or oh, you want this from me, and oh my God, or you're annoying me, or whatever it is, right? You could validate to continue to hold on to that. And we have to say, okay, do I want to continue to hold on to that? How is this helping me? How is this serving me? Can I come into the present moment completely new, completely fresh, and saying that was in the past, right? If there's nothing I can do about it now, and this leads into some other tools that I talk about too, and they're in my ebook. If there's nothing I can do about it now, like even if it was literally just 2 seconds ago, Like, can I leave it there? Can I be like, okay, that was hard, done. Now I'm coming into this present moment, and what do I want to choose to shift my attention to in this moment to create the possibility of new, versus staying in that vicious cycle of like, you know, my client was expressing, you know, things just feel really overwhelming. That's just, you know, when we were breaking it down, that's kind of her brain's lens through which she was looking at any given moment. Because it's true, she has had the experience many times stacking upon each other of things feeling hard and overwhelming. So it's valid, and we get to say, is it continuing to serve me to continue to come into each present moment carrying those past hard, overwhelming moments? Or can I choose to say, I see that this is creating a vicious cycle and is closing the door on possibility to experience something different in this new moment? Can I choose to shift my lens to calm or ease, or as my client said, chill? Like, her adjective she wanted to shift to was like, oh, things are just chill, okay? But it has to become that choice. It has to, you have to come to terms with the fact that, like, yeah, you could continue to validate, like, yeah, you're right, like, things are hard, things are challenging. And if I continue to have that be my lens through which I'm looking at any given moment, and have that be my primary lens, and not choose to attempt to pick up on something else that might also exist in this present moment, like, it has to be that choice so that we can create new possibilities and can start to disrupt that vicious cycle. And that's the only way to do it if we do want to create new for ourselves, right? And start to, and also not have that build up of that overwhelm that she was experiencing. Like, she was kind of like up here at her breaking point, versus if we can just give ourselves these micro doses throughout the day of, that was hard, right? Okay, I have this happen to me with my kiddo. She's like wild on the changing table, and I have to wrestle her and this and that, and I'm like, oh my God, can't I just change you and have it be easy and you just lay there, right? But such is not life, right? And she's her own human being. And so that's a hard moment. And once the diaper change is over, once I'm done wrestling a wild animal, new moment. That's in the past now. Clear the slate. Instead of saying, oh my gosh, things are so hard, that was so hard, and continuing to view the next present moment through the lens of hard, can I say, done, clear the slate. Okay, what feels good? And then recalibrate, right? Like, we're recalibrating in each present moment. And then I get to just come into the rocking chair with both of my daughters and just sit there with them drinking their milk and just be like, oh, this is so cute. I love this, right? And so choosing to say, okay, what do I want to shift my attention to that I can invite into this present moment that's kind of otherwise would continue to be buried by this primary lens that I have of things are so overwhelming, things are so hard, things are so stressful. What else is potentially here in this present moment that I can start to bring my attention to that's been buried under that stuff, right? Rightly so, right? These are true experiences that you're having that are challenging. But can I choose to shift my attention to that, to invite in something new? And so we get to continue to do this, and it really does become a physical practice as well. Like, this is why I always talk about the body as being so important, and the body is the portal to finding more joy and calm and confidence and all the things, because continuing to carry the past moment with you into the present moment and continuing to say, this is so hard, is staying in the mind. You're continuing to listen to that brain chatter and just that random brain narration of things are so hard versus quiet mind, new present moment. Can I literally just like, take a couple deep breaths, right? I do this. My daughter often hears me like, okay, deep breaths. Literally like releasing that, right? And there's just so many physiological like realities to that and benefits to doing that. And coming back into the senses, like, okay, like that was hard, but now I'm here, and maybe we're going for a walk now and like the sun is out, or what do I see, like that pretty flower. And you could say, that's so dumb, that sounds so stupid, like my life is hard, I don't want to focus on the flowers, or that's stupid, like what are you talking about? And that's a choice that you could make. You could validate that. And how is that going to continue to serve you? How is that going to create new possibilities for you? How is that going to shift things for you? So it really does become this choice of shifting our focus and inviting the door, opening the door to new possibilities. So this also will help prevent, as I said, like that build up, right? Because in each moment, instead of carrying all that with us and continuing to carry all that with us, it's like, okay, that was then, that was hard, I'm honoring that, I'm recognizing that, and now can I shift my attention to something else that's going to put me in a more productive and enjoyable state? And so it is that choice. So I hope that you make a choice that serves you, and I hope this resonates. And sometimes this can bring up resistance, and I love to chat about it so that we can figure out, what is going to work best for you, and try to figure out like, what is your brain's resistance to that, so that you can find change in the direction that you desire. Thank you guys for being here.